Oh, this is Daniel Young again, uh, doing another closed-end fun video. And I'm going to make this a little bit different because Microsoft tech team has inspired me to be more candid than generally, mm, yeah, more candid. That's a good way to say that. So I'm talking about closed-end funds. I am the owner and founder of Adapted Perspective and the Adapted Perspective social media platforms. Um, let's get the disclaimers out of the way, and then I'll give you some more info. So this is an unedited video. Who knows what you'll hear in the background as I film these in my house. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a financial strategist, and I don't speak like the herd. And right now, I'm not. I'm going to be as kind as I can be, which might not also be nice. And I walk in limited company, and financially, I make financially, sometimes I walk alone, and I'm okay with that. And if you're going to make your own financial decisions and run your own financial strategy, then you need to be comfortable with what you're doing, even if it's very different from what somebody else is doing. Now, this is my second attempt at this video. I made a 40-minute teaching video about closed-end funds, but those jerks at the Microsoft tech team impacted my ability to make a video again. Microsoft and their abysmal tech team released released an automatic install, like an upgraded version for Windows. And they released it knowing there were bug issues. They released it knowing it caused system glitches, and they released it with the plans that their next updates would fix those glitches. Now, have they released the next update? No. And in being as kind as I can possibly be, there's no schedule. It's not like I've got 15 windows open. It's not like it happens every time I have 8 windows open. Sometimes I gotta have a single window open. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Could be playing YouTube, could be playing Spotify, could be this, could be just be running a video. And the system will freeze and it will glitch and freeze. Sometimes it'll just freeze. The mouse will stop moving. And sometimes, like it just happened, it's not the traditional blue screen of death. It's the blue screen that says, oh, there was a problem with your system. We're gathering some data and we'll reboot it for you. But the longer you wait, the longer it never gathers data and never reboots for you. So after a 40-minute video of me teaching closed-end funds and going through this, I'm not going to do the same thing again because, quite honestly, I mean, yeah, there's a little script, but a lot of that is not on script. And as much as I would love to teach closed-end funds again, as much as I'm going to somewhat attempt to tone that down or maybe trim that up and do it again, I'm not going to do the whole thing again. So, as graciously as I can say this, every single Microsoft employee that was responsible for the most recent mandatory update should be fired. They placed the consumer and the bottom line below their ability to make a buck. Um, I mean, it's why people migrate to Apple. Microsoft used to make great products, but their Windows system, I mean, I like it. It's easy to use, right? But Apple has customer support, and they have customer support that will respond, and they'll even respond if it's not their problem, right? Something broke. Let us help you. We would love to help you fix it. Since it's not our problem, like it's not our piece of equipment, we are going to charge you for it, but we're willing to help you fix it. Microsoft, you're lucky if you find somebody on the phone. You're lucky if you find some little bot in virtual chat. What happened to the consumer-based technology giant? Currently, they're turning out shitty products at your expense, at my expense. So Apple might cost more, but Microsoft is all but pushing you into anything else. Anything else. Windows is great, but I can get that on Google now for free. Um, so if it's just a computer and I'm using Google for all of my hosting and not a Microsoft Office product anymore. Why stay when everything they push out is going to have a problem? You can never find anybody for customer support. And if you do, no offense, you're not going to be able to understand them because their tech support is whoever they can bid out to the cheapest bidder. And those are amazing people dealing with really angry people all the time. But I'm sorry, it's really hard to understand my Microsoft tech support. I'd much rather prefer the chat because I can see it in typeface. And no, that's not racist. No, that's not anything. That's just if you're going to actually have tech support where I can talk to somebody, then that tech support needs to understand me and I need to understand them. Otherwise, an hour on the phone is a freaking waste of time when I can't even figure out my own problem from the troubleshooting help I'm getting online or I'm getting on the phone. So thank you, Microsoft jerks. Um, what can I say? Um, there's a lot of strategy that goes into picking funds. There's a ton of strategy that goes into our closed-end fund methodology, and I'm not going to get back into it because it's late as it is. I've been here an hour, 40 minutes on a video, 10 minutes waiting for a reboot, maybe 15 minutes waiting on a reboot, and now talking through this much of another video. It's a long time. And I would actually like to go to bed at a decent hour tonight and not make a video, go through all the production just on the basic uh, at-home version of things. And I don't want to be up till 1 o'clock. So if I were investing in closed-end funds on Monday, what would I buy? And that's probably the easiest way to do this. So here's what I would, here's the top four of what I would do. And it's trimmed off of this list, but I'm not getting into all of that. What would I buy? The best discount. They cut their dividend in half. It'll come back. They restructured their portfolio for the upcoming market. They cut the dividend because it wasn't being met by their existing portfolio. I get that. The coming looming market for real estate fits their restructure well. The dividend will come back. It doesn't meet our 9% standard, but that would be the one fund that I would break that standard for. This one, what I wanted to show at the end of the last video, uh, they used to be heavily invested in TerraStar, but that's now owned by this company. And this meets a lot of boxes. This hits a lot of boxes. Uh, it's technology, yes, but it's not. Uh, oh, it say this well. It's satellite and it's data management. It's not outright semiconductor, the makings of a laptop, uh, the makings of the wonderful computers at Microsoft. Those schmucks don't help everybody else have. Uh, but back to this, it's structured well for the current and then also coming market. They're into real estate. They're into energy. Yeah, into some utilities, kind of small gatherings elsewhere. But with a 20% private, so it's 20% of this portfolio, right? But a private stake in this company that you and I don't have access to, with a company supplying this amount of data and data management, and it trends with that Matthew McConaughey commercial where your data is the new gold and AI and technology is the new Wild West. This fits that model perfectly. These other two are, I mean, there's a third sister, but they're the sister companies, and it's convertibles. So they switch between stocks and bonds, which is really great for the coming market. They cut their rates too in the midst of the current market environment, but it's been that way for about a year. So if real estate really takes off with the coming Fed cuts, with the looming hope for, we really do think they're going to come Fed cuts, then both of these are placed well, and then also wonderful background noise, placed well, and then will hopefully grow their dividend back. But if it's me, I mean, we just bought 50 shares of this. I'm buying either one or two. This is well placed for the coming market. This is well placed for the existing market and the coming market. Um, I'm buying one of these two. And since our 9% rule will hold out, I would invest here. Now, that also, there we go. Uh, Wherever you invest, I would not quite back up the truck yet. I would, I mean, gosh, with CNN saying the market right now is with extreme greed, regard this for us, and I know this because we track it. Oh, let's go back to our portfolio. So at 805, it's still a dollar cost average buy for us. A lot of these funds, a lot of the oil, liquid natural gas, energy transfer company funds are either at their existing level or they're over their existing, like 787, higher than where we bought it. Uh, Higher than where we bought it. Yeah. Let's see, higher than pretty much break even to where we bought it. So for the most, like if you're looking at the single stock side of things, extreme greed, you're going to pay more than normal because everybody's trying to find it. Um, you still want to buy a discount. So both of these funds, all three of these funds, are below where we bought them. They're all dollar cost average buys for us. Um, but if you want to buy the best discount, it's this one. And that discount has increased in the last couple months because, or really the last month, because they cut their dividend in half. And then the price dropped because their dividend got cut in half. But once the dust settles, I mean, their price is already up compared to where it has been, but the dividend will come back. Excuse me. The dividend or the discount has slowly shrunk. This one's kind of stayed the same. Same deal. It cut its dividend by a little bit. The price dropped a little bit. But of the existing market, where the market is right now, and then where the market will go, one, and where we hope it will go, all of these are well situated for where we hope it will go. These are doing well in the existing market. That one just got rebuilt. This one is structured well for this market and where it will go. So if it's me, I would buy here. But that's me. I If I wanted to break our 9% rule, then I would buy here. And you would actually say with the former dividend, it's a pretty close annual dividend. Like it's a little bit off. It's a little bit off. But yeah, that dividend will come back. But that's my choice. And that's us. And yeah, that's my choice. And I'm going to leave it there. So I could say a lot more about Microsoft. I can always say more about closed-end funds. I could say a lot more about Microsoft that would neither be nice nor kind. But but uh, it's not so much grace. It's that, see, social media is timeless. I could delete this video, like I could post this video and then delete it, but somebody somewhere would have it. And if I really went off and said, those guys at Microsoft should be all this stuff, it's not exactly what I want on social media from now until whenever it finally departs. So there's a lot of bad I could say about how revolting it is that the tech team and their supervisors would prioritize money over consumers and the consumer experience with their product, knowing we would have to go back to the company in order to get a fix and would be willing to pay whatever it was for the fix because we're sick of dealing with the glitches. But at the same time, if I said it differently and more enraged and more um, death seeking or more anything, yes, it would be funny. But at the same time, I'm not going for laughs, and it doesn't really fit my overall persona, and it's just not something I want online. So yeah, all those guys had to get fired. Uh, at the bare minimum, they ought to be taught that they have a job because the consumer matters and what they're producing matters. I would hate for the aviation world to have Microsoft and have it glitch, but knowing their customer support, they they probably have Apple and have a much better customer support because Microsoft customer support sucks. So I'll call it there. Um, Stock wise, regardless of what you pick, financial strategy wise, regardless of what you pick, you need to know your strategy. You need to know what you're about, what you're invested in, what you want to invest in, and why. You need to be able to listen to other people's advice, their take on things, and then make your own decisions. Because your boat, whatever boat you're on, sailboat, dinghy, cruise ship, yacht, your boat will go exactly where you steer it. And if you have no idea where you're going, you're either going to amble around and waste a lot of time, or you're not going to go anywhere. So you are the captain of your ship. Steer your ship where it needs to go. And if you have no idea where that is, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, and all these nautical references just don't really make sense to you for whatever reason, then head to Facebook, check out my group there called Navigate Your Finances, where I get into figuring out your strategy and figuring out your route to financial freedom, whatever that is. Our route is there. Our purpose, our plan, our hope, our dreams are there on that Facebook platform. And the, the files on that platform will help you find your path to financial freedom. Um, whatever you're up to, whatever dreams you have, none of those will happen on their own. You're going to have to make them happen. You're going to have to direct your ship where it needs to go. If it could have happened, like if your ability to retire or your ability to make profit or your ability to pick your ending, if that were able to happen on its own, it would have already happened on its own. But it hasn't happened on its own. So you must make it happen. Now, to make it happen, you need to know what you're going for. You need to know your dream and the direction you need to be angling your ship. If none of that makes sense and you want help, go to Facebook and check out my page. And we talk about dreams, we talk about goals, we talk about purpose, we talk about how to integrate and get from where you are to where you want to be and how to maintain it and get and continue the journey. Right? Because it is about your journey through finances, and it's also your journey into managing your existence now and managing what we all hope will be our financial freedom experience. So regardless of what you have going on, regardless of everything else, uh, if you need help of where you're headed, check out my Facebook page. And whatever you have for the week, I hope it goes well for you. I wish you a calm, good, productive week. Much more productive than me dealing with Windows glitching on me time and time again. Uh, yeah, I'll leave it there because anything else I say is not going to be great. So I wish you well. I hope you have a great week. If you need help, find me on Facebook or respond to this video. But this is Daniel Young signing off. I will see y'all on another video. Bye bye.